What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Like and subscribe or you're gonna fail the next test you take in school. Water slides are one of my favorite things ever, but sometimes things go wrong on them. Today we're gonna check out some super dangerous water slides. Hang around until the end to see a slide so deadly it actually got shut down. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to spend your summer in a wheelchair? Just do what this chick did. This slide is absolutely huge and she launches like 50 feet in the air before coming straight down onto her back. If you fall into water like this from up high enough, it'll actually make your organs explode. Look, kids are dumb. We all know that. That's why if your kid is being an idiot on the water slide, you should make a move. Or you can do what this parent did and just record him getting taken out by another kid coming down the slide. This is what you call learning a lesson the hard way. I'm actually glad his parents didn't do their job, because now we get to see karma in action. Nothing like a bit of pool justice to start your day off right. If you're gonna put your slide next to concrete, you better make sure you can't fly off and smash into it. Well, these geniuses didn't plan that far ahead, and this chick wipes out hard when she falls off the slide. I don't know about you, but starting the summer off with a broken face doesn't sound like a good time to me. She looks okay at the end of the clip, but this could have ended up really bad for her. I hope you're ready for more, cause we're just getting started. Any slide that ends with you face planting into the water is a bad slide in my opinion. This wipeout looks rough and I'm pretty sure it only happened because of a poorly designed slide. You'd think they would test things a bit more before throwing people down them. Maybe they did test it and this is what they wanted to happen. Maybe the owners of this park just wanted to get funny videos of people biting the dust, or in this case, water. That's my conspiracy theory and I'm sticking to it. Okay, it's official. I'm not going to any water park without a helmet from now on. This chick isn't gonna remember anything from the past week after taking this hit to the noggin. Getting your brain turned into scrambled eggs is supposed to just be for boxers, not water slide enthusiasts. You might want to bring a mouthpiece too, because these things are out for blood. I'd definitely buy a pay-per-view of Mike Tyson just fighting water slides, although at his age he'd probably end up breaking a hip. This is what happens when backyard water slides go wrong. At a water park, there are usually lifeguards around to help keep people safe. Not here though. Nobody's safe on a backyard water slide. Watch this dude absolutely annihilate a kid when he spins out of control after getting a running start. You thought adults were supposed to be the responsible ones. Fat chance. This dude is still a kid at heart, but unfortunately for the kid he took out, he's the size of an adult. We're about to kick it up a notch with these next videos. Flying through the air and landing on your head isn't what most people think they're going to be doing on a water slide. You don't expect to lift off like a rocket and crash like a bird with no wings. Well, that's exactly what happened to these two dudes. I don't know how this happened, but they got some serious air on this slide. It didn't last long though. They had already smacked their faces before they could appreciate the view from up there. After falling from that distance, they probably wouldn't remember any of this. The only evidence they probably had were the bruises all over their bodies. Look, if you're not a professional stuntman, maybe you shouldn't try stuff like this. Actually, don't let me tell you what to do. If you want to do really dumb stuff, go ahead. Just make sure somebody's recording it. In fact, try to get a few different angles so we can appreciate every little detail of your failure. This dude thought that by starting on the roof, he'd have plenty of speed to complete the loop. Turns out that wasn't nearly enough because he didn't even make it halfway through before taking a really hard fall. This guy is the perfect combo of brave, dumb, and reckless. I love a slow motion wipeout. It really lets you appreciate all of the painful details. The kid in this video gets launched by the dudes behind him after he gets in their way. They came at this kid so fast he really didn't stand a chance. Then they gave him a free trip to orbit when they launched him into the air like Elon Musk launching a rocket. Remember the back-breaking chick from earlier? Well, this girl decided to outdo her by falling onto her back backwards. This is a hardcore stunt, so props to her for pulling it off. I don't think it's a very smart stunt, but speeding down a giant slide headfirst takes a lot of courage. Or alcohol. Her form kind of breaks down at the end of the clip, so I'd have to take a couple points off of that. Overall, I'm gonna give this one a 7.5 out of 10. Should be enough for at least a silver medal. It's time for more slides and more insanity. You ready? This one looks painful. This dude is flying down an absolutely massive slide and ends up tumbling down it after catching a bit of air. He's gonna be feeling this for a while. Looks like he managed to hit basically every part of his body on the way down. That's actually really impressive. Most people aren't so good at hurting themselves. We know by now that even on a professionally designed and built slide, you're not guaranteed to be safe or not end up with a serious injury. However, you've got a much bigger chance of winding up taking an ambulance ride if you build your own backyard slide. I mean, look at this thing. They built a massive slide and even made a ramp out of scrap wood. It obviously doesn't end well for this girl. She doesn't manage to land in the pool, but she does smash her face into it. Close enough, I guess. What's better than one massive wipeout? What about 5 giant wipeouts at the same time? We just watched what can go wrong when you try building your own water park. But people never learn. Here we have another great example of redneck engineering gone wrong. And this slide sends these chicks flying in all directions. Some of them crash into the pool while others just end up rolling around in the dirt. This is what happens when you live in the middle of nowhere and have too much time on your hands. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. These backyard daredevils built a slide going down a massive hill. This thing is really more of a mountain than a hill though. Then this girl yeets herself down the slide and ends up falling out of the end. I don't know how far she fell because the video cuts off before we can see it, but this is not a good scene. If you're gonna live the yeehaw lifestyle, I guess you have to be prepared to face the consequences. Are you ready for the craziest slides yet? You're not gonna believe these. Hey, we finally have the winner for our back-breaking competition. This dude gets twice as much air as the 2 girls before him and lands so hard I think he still may be on crutches. His form wasn't the best, but he made up for it with the insane height he fell from. Good job, bro. You won the competition where everyone loses. His parents must be so proud. What happens when you combine snowboarding and water slides? Disaster, obviously. I gotta hand it to this guy though. He almost made it to the end, but instead he wiped out right before he reached the ramp. He still managed to get some impressive air before crashing into the pool below. Combining 2 sports almost never works though. Like that time I combined football and baseball and you had to break more of the other team's kneecaps than they did of yours to win. There's no better way to celebrate the opening of your new slide than putting a kid in the hospital. Well, there are probably a lot of better ways, but this was the best thing the park could come up with. Talk about bad luck. This kid was basically a water park guinea pig and ended up being hospitalized for testing this slide out. I don't know if the slide was shut down after this, but I hope it was. Once slides get a taste for blood, they can't stop. Everybody knows that. This next one is nuts. This dude is sliding down normally, then all of a sudden he flies off the side and disappears from view. From the way he falls, it looks like he was a long way down to the ground. This is like my worst nightmare. Next time I go on a slide, I'm gonna duct tape a bunch of pillows to my body in case this happens.